Good morning, everyone. Today we are into day 24 of our regular SAP FICO session, where we will practically configure the concepts that we understood in day 24 part 1. So we will work to configure chart of account, fiscal year variant, posting period variant, field status variant, and accounting principle today, for which I have already prepared the KDS mentioning that RCIZ will be my chart of account, that is RCI is my group company and G is for group, so RCIG. And for the field status variant, we know that our company's headquarter is in US, wherein January to December is followed, for which the standard January to December calendar is K4, and we have operation in India as well. In India we follow April to March, and the standard calendar available for April to March is V3. Since each of the company in India and US follows two different reporting year or fiscal year variant, we have to have two fiscal year, two posting periods variants for each of those company codes. So I will be creating RCI A for April to March for India, and RCI J means January to December, and in RCI I means India, A means April to March, and J means January to December. This is the naming convention that I have tried to put in my KDS. Similarly, for US company code, I will create RCU. U means the US company code. So RCUJ. J means January to December. Similarly, I would also create RCIN. RCUN. RCUN. Where is RCU means US and N means for non-leading. That because we will only have one fiscal year variant, that is January to December for US. So we will create 4 posting period variant. Then we will create the field status variant, for which the coding logic that I have given is RCI and G. So RCI is my group company and G represents the group, that is the RCIG. For since RCIG chart of account and RCIG field status variant I will be using for both the company codes. That's the reason. The accounting principle, as you already know, that globally we need to report as per IFRS. For India we will follow Ind AS, and for US we will follow US GAAP. So that's the reason we will create 3 accounting principles, which are INDA for Ind AS, USGP for US GAAP, and RCFR for IFRS. Let us configure all those things in the system. I have logged in into the system, going into the customizing menu with the transaction code SPRO. Now we are into the customizing menu, wherein the first thing that I have to do is click on SAP reference IMG, and since we are doing the global setting related to financial accounting, we will come into the financial accounting and expand it and go into the financial accounting global setting. Under the financial accounting global setting, we have ledgers, and under those ledgers we have the accounting principle. So let us, under the ledgers we have parallel accounting, wherein we can define the accounting principles, and let us define those 3 accounting principles that we discussed. One was INDA, USGP was the second, and RCFR was the third. So this RCI, IFRS, this one is RCI US gap, this one is RCI INDA, and let me save it. USGP somebody has already created, so let me create USGA. Let me also change over here to include USJA. Sorry, USJA. Here you should understand that the one that is highlighted in gray, you see here, the one that is highlighted in gray is not editable, and this is the key field. The meaning of the key field is it can be created only once, like 121 cannot be created twice since it is a key field. So by this we have defined three accounting principles. The next thing is, after the accounting principles, we have the fiscal year variance. In the fiscal year variance, I already mentioned that V3 is for April to March, wherein if you see, month 1 has, month 1 means January. January is 10th period, because if we start from April and end on March, January would be 10th, February period number 2 would be 11th, and period number 3 would be 12th. That is, January is 10th, February is 11th, and March is 12th period. And you see, from April onwards you have period 1, 2 and so on. You could see that there is a year shift of -1, meaning the next year's January falls under the current year period number 10 is what it represents. So next year is shifted by -1 to make it a current year. So this is the setting in the V3, wherein we understood that it is from April to March. The January to December fiscal year variant that is available in standard is K4, and here you see you do not have any period because you are not able to navigate into the periods sub screen. The reason is K4 is January to December, and that is what is ticked here. It is a calendar year. If this particular year if this particular check mark is selected, that means you cannot maintain the period. Let me go back and show you the V3. In V3 you see the calendar year is not checked, and if it's not checked we will be allowed to maintain the periods. So with this we understood that we will be using V3 for April to March and K4 for January to December. The next thing that we had is to define the posting period variance. So to define the posting period variance, we understood that we will be creating these fours. So RCI, RCIA, RCIJ, RCUJ and RCUN. RCI US non leading, RCI US Jan to December, RCI India Jan to December, RCI India April to March. Let me save it. So with this we have created the fiscal year variant, posting period variant, fiscal period variant, accounting principle. The next year we will configure the chart of account. So for the chart of account, we go into the GL accounting. Under the GL accounting we go into the master data. In the master data we have GL accounts. Under preparation we have edit chart of account list. In the chart of account list, let's create the new entries wherein we thought to create RCIZ, which represents RCI group. RCI chart of account. The maintenance language is English. The length of the GL accounts that I will create is 6, and let me save it. So with this we have created the chart of account. After this we should also create the account groups. Let me create the new entries. So I am creating basic account groups as of now with major bifurcation into balance sheet GL, P&L GLs and the secondary GL accounts. But in real project you will be having multiple account groups, which I will show in tomorrow's session. The account groups that are created in real time environment. Today I will be creating sample account groups. Let's say balance sheet, this is nothing but RCI balance sheet, and its account, let's say from 1 lakh to 1.5, yeah. And within balance sheet, let's say asset, balance sheet assets. RCIZ is my chart of account, and balance sheet liability is what I'm creating the next account group as. Balance sheet liabilities, let me give it a number range from 2 all 0 to 2 all 9. Next is the chart of account is RC and PL expenses. RCI, this is P&L and expenses. Let me give it a 4 series. 4, no, yeah, let's give it a 4 series. 4 all 0, and then again RCIZ P&L income, RCI P&L and income. Let me give it a 3 series. 3 series, and again there will be some technical GL accounts and secondary GL accounts, that is PL secondary. RCI, this is also PL, this is secondary. What is a secondary GL I will explain in the days to come. However, it has already been discussed in the earlier sessions as well. For the secondary GL I will consider 9 series GL accounts, 9 series GL accounts, and also during migration we will create some of the GL accounts, BL migration. So RCI, because migration accounts are always part of the balance sheet account, balance sheet migration, I will put these in the 8 series. Let me save it. With this I have created the account groups. The next thing that we have to create is the field status variants. The field status variant is available under financial accounting global setting, ledgers, fields, and under fields we have the defined field status variants. The best way to create the field status variant is to copy the standard variant that is available. So in general, this 0001 is the standard field status variant, which we will copy and create as RCIZ, that is RCI field status variant. I will copy also that below the field status group variants, all the field status groups are also copied, which you can see here. So you can see these are different field status groups, and in the field status groups we understood that some of the fields will be optional, some will be mandatory, and some will be suppressed, wherein you can see the text field for G001 field status group is optional entry, it is not a mandatory. Similarly, the different sections are grouped together. We can see the cost center for G001 is suppressed. In any project, if we are not aware whether this has to be suppressed or mandatory, we can make it optional on a safer side. With this, we have completed the configuration of all the concepts that we discussed today. The only thing is remaining, the only thing that is remaining is to open or close the period, which we will discuss in tomorrow's session. How do we open or close the period, as this is not a part of configuration, but it's a part of end user activity. So we are parking it for opening the current period for July. With this, I believe now you can configure all those 5 list of activities that we have discussed today, and I will close for the day. We'll meet again tomorrow. Thank you.